Let it die. Doskoi.
Hey, Mom.
Well, yeah, I had to go get this.
Broadcast is set up, so if you guys don't want your voices to be heard, you want to change your thing. It's in the party section in the settings. You can either allow it for this one party, always or never. Mhm. Yeah, but your guys are talking about Warframe, and that's not much content. Yes.
A
Yes.
masterpiece has been born.
Because one, Necros is literally the what's it called? It's literally a top tier support type like that of Trinity. If no one wants to use Trinity for God knows what, then literally what's it called? If you don't want to use Trinity or no one has Trinity, the best character to use for support would be Necros because he pop Lodi. You just simply turn on his threat ability, which is his Desecrate. He will pop up left, right, and center, energy orbs and health orbs. And with it, and the fact that whenever you get a kill, he can bring back to life those enemies up to 7. And which, if those 7, if one of those enemies have the potential of summoning an ally, like the Hayaka Master or the Corpus, which summons those drones, then you'll have 7 plus. Also for the fact that they also have their own damage values, their own health values, and how much health is drained from them. You can also set him for a tank by using one of his augments. His third ability augment you can also use since that's a staple. He could also be a true support by if you use his first abilities augment, where you use Soul Punch and anyone who's down, you can revive them using your first ability. He was made to take a hit and support his allies. He's literally just as strong as Trinity. Also, for the fact that what also helps is for the fact that he also has Terrify, which is really good if you're surrounded. If you use Terrify, it'll take for however long your duration is. They'll be feared for that long, and their armor will be reduced for that long too, making them about 2 times easier to kill.
Come back anytime.
Trust me, all you need is simply health. All you need is just simply a lot of health, like a mod, like say a Vitality mod, or something like say Primed Vigor. To simply give him Primed Vigor or Vitality, or give him the sacrificial, what's it called? The Excalibur Umbras mods. Just give him that health. Give him the health one and the strength one, and you should be fine.
Oh, it's you.
Trust me. And Naros is definitely one of the strongest tank support types in the game. just like Trinity. That's usually why some people actually go with. And also for a fact, he's also one of the strongest, farming frames in the entire game. Yes. Oh no, I'm talking about Necros. Necros is literally the god of farming. And people might argue with that, but technically, Hydrate's good. But the only time, what's it called? I mean, you can only get like half the amount of drops using Hydrate. If you where you can get about like double the amount Hydrate can produce if you're using Necros. Hydrate is simply there to help support Necros, nothing else. If you're trying to use Hydrate as a farmer, you just simply use them to support Necros. He can't actually help farm with Necros. He's like the henchman to Necros at that point.
Come back anytime.
Now, that's my own opinion, and people might not agree with it, but that's how it is. The only, what's it called? Because of the fact that the enemies have to touch his tentacles. If they don't touch his tentacles, you can't get the additional drop rates, and then at that point, Hydra is pretty much useless. And which means you have to wait until every enemy hits the tentacles. Then you have to kill the enemies while they're in the tentacles without killing enemies that are outside the tentacles. If they're not touching the tentacles or you don't have the augment, he's pretty much a useless farmer. Nope. Yeah, Necros. I mean, Hydroid. What's it called? Technically, he's not even a farming frame at all, anyways. He's just simply there because he's actually He just simply helps with an additional drop rate. Yep. To be fair, what's it called? Frost is a pretty good tank frame too. He could also beautifully, what's it called? Is a really good tank and actually is a really good CC type too. If you give him what's it called, high duration, high range, and a decent amount of efficiency, you can CC everyone within that area for days. And for the fact that they also stay frozen for as long as, however big it's natural, and how much duration you have. No, technically, Frost is one of the few frames where you technically don't need that much duration, anyways. So what people do is they completely get rid of duration. They focus try making sure that he has maximum range, very high maximum range, decent efficiency, and very high strength. And if you use his avalanche augment, where based on the amount of damage he does to enemies, it'll give you a coat of ice armor based off of how much damage you do to each enemy. It basically Avalanche's ice armor effect works exactly like that of Rhino's iron skin. Difference is, while Rhino's iron skin is on, he can actually be affected by the ice armor, which means not only will they have to get rid of the ice armor, but they also have to get rid of effects like, say, Neza's warding halo. They have to get rid of Neza's warding halo after they get rid of the ice armor, because the ice armor prevents a certain amount of damage based on how much damage you did. So if you did like say 100,000 damage, you probably will get like maybe 50,000 ice armor for every enemy, to every ally and yourself, which means enemies will have to deal 50,000 damage just to get rid of the ice armor. And if you're Rhino, they also have to get rid of the iron skin, then they can kill you. Or if you're Neza, the warding halo. And if you have the augment for Neza, then they'll have to get rid of the warding halo as well. The avalanche augment is definitely one of the best defensive offensive abilities in the game. Oh, trust me, you should use the avalanche augment because that's pretty good. Some people will say that you should rather use the what's it called? Will probably say you should just instead use the what's it called? The chilling globe. But to be fair, they're already being slowed. You don't need to freeze them. I mean, they'll attack your snow globe, and if you want, if there are like too many inside the ring, just simply go down to the cryopod and make another bubble. It'll push them all back, and it'll freeze them off the bat. That's why I say technically you don't need chilling globe. Hey there, Thunder. That's why you don't need freezing chilling globe, because technically his first ability can freeze. His ultimate ability can freeze. His globe can naturally freeze. Any enemy that gets hit by the chilling globe upon you making it, instantly frozen and they're knocked back, based off of the range of the snow globe itself. You also need armor too. The higher your armor, the stronger. What's it called? The higher the armor, the stronger the health globe's health. Trust me, what's it called? I mean, technically, the only augment you really need is simply only his freezing avalanche. What? Yeah, it's called. It's an augment for frost. It's think it's like what? Its avalanche is probably like what? Like I forgot the name. I just know that it has an effect. It's literally an avalanche augment, and then all it does is simply it gives you what's it called? It gives you 60. What's it called? It gives you 60 to ice armor for every point of damage you do. And trust me, the more enemies, the what's it called? If you max out your range, and the more enemies there are there, so what's it called? The better the amount. And trust me, I literally went up to almost like what 200, even 500k at once, and not a single person came close to dying. Because the fact that not a single person could actually lose their ice armor. Who? No, I'm on Let It Die, broadcasting right now.
Yeah. It says that in the party chat, but it's wrong.
Yep. Trust me, PlayStation's always slow like this. You just gotta get used to it. What's my rank in what there, Thunder? Let's have this. Uh-oh.
Within.
Why don't people use the white sting shrooms? It's so much better. What happened? Nope.
It's alright. I'll get loads of messages on YouTube be like, pun. Yeah, probably. Yeah, I've got. Yeah.
Time to go for more of those white sting shrooms. So this will be interesting. Okay. For what? Oh no, Thunder. What I was doing was nightmare mode for White Steel. Gonna go back to Maka Susumi. And what do you mean by what's my rank? Because I should be close to Diamond 2 in this game. So I'm in the Diamond League. And let it die.
Nice. I'm nowhere near diamond.
It's rather easy if you set it if you sort it by rank and you go for the person who's the lowest. I usually try to go for the person who's relatively low and actually has a decent reward. Anyone who's basically my rank and lower, I usually fight, just so I can get some easy money. You should be able to find me here. I'm part of Team Akita, rank 78 in the Diamond League. Best part, I barely used up any durability on the commas. Best part is I have some fun funguses, so I'm fine. Let's see. Yep, still here. Yep, max at the range. Make sure that what you should do is, you know the Umbral fiber and Umbral intensify. You should put on Umbral fiber and Umbral intensify on Frost, because those two mods will help big time. Relatively usually at 10, or try to get them close to max. That's usually what I like to do. Okay. Oh yeah, that's good. Definitely gonna try to max out range. That helps. Oh yeah, of course. I'll have to check to see where I am then, because last time I know I was in near the Diamond League. I should still be in the Diamond League, unless I was recently attacked. That could be it. Yeah, and let it die. You get every now and then people will attack your base if it's if your rank is relatively lower than theirs. That's the way the cookie crumbles. I'm only like rank 78 at the moment, so And most people are like, most of the bulk of the people are like 85, so I'm not too surprised. Back up the full life. Nah, for Frost, not really. The only thing duration affects is how long they're frozen. And unless you're coming up with a CC Frost, most people just simply want to make sure that your snow globe can take a hit. Hence why I said Umbral Fiber and Umbral Intensify. Yeah, I kind of figured that. I was actually trying to get that up in about 2, because of the fact that that's probably the only weapon I saw that can be super effective against her, since it has both the attributes that she's actually weak to. Oh right, why am I using money when I have access to the ladder? Oh well. Wouldn't mind that though. I have to see if my character's actually ready for a nightmare. No, let it die.
You know, there are 2 nightmare modes. There are nightmare modes on the
I know.
Warframe, so. Oh yeah, I was just gone for a bit. Sorry if I didn't answer you. Oh.
Yep.
You've been attacked.
Oh wow, I've been attacked a lot. Yeah, I'm in Diamond 3. In Nikita.
Here we are.
Nikita. Never heard of that country or state.
It's a country in Japan.
Oh, okay.
No. No, technically, you don't have to actually kill people using your ultimate. It is simply, once you use your ultimate, based on how much damage it does as a total to all enemies that are within its range, it'll give you ice armor equal to the portion you dealt. So it deals with damage dealt, not enemies killed. Huh? Yep. Yeah, more or less. Yep. Like I said, it's based on how many enemies are within your range. We'll take on how much damage you did as a total to every enemy, and it'll give you ice armor equal to the amount. It will still give you, and then it just simply won't kill them right off the bat. It'll freeze them, and it'll freeze them, and then it'll, so to speak, shatter them. And the moment you hit them, they literally will shatter, almost killing them right off the bat. It also will give you ice armor based on how much damage it dealt to that person, even if the person didn't die. Why don't you try, finding me their thunder on Ikita? You should be able to find me if you favored it.
Forward to seeing you again soon.
For coming, please state your desired floor.
I kind of figured their thunder. Hmm. Where can I go to find them? Well, probably besides Maka Susumi.
Going up.
Zoom.
This elevator is locked from the inside. Look forward to your return.
Yep. Just farming some milk red. Upgrading some weapons. Like U10 just drop crit me 5 times in a row. It was awesome. It wouldn't let me. I'm not sure if it's he or she. Wouldn't let me get up. She's constantly drop kicking me.
Please state your desired
Mhm.
floor.
Who? Oh, are you talking about
U10.
a U10?
Yeah, she was spamming the drop kick. She wouldn't even let me get up off the floor.
Yeah, I don't like her. That's why I like the Buster blade. That's why I like the Buster sword. It's a simple swipe, swipe, dead.
That's right. Our customers are steadily increasing. Look forward to your return.
Oh yeah, I'll try. I'll have to get that. I'll have to pick up a second one. Give me a second. I'll try dropping that for you. I can see why people said use the red shrooms. Because the white shrooms aren't so easy to find.
Yeah, the whites are quite rare actually. That's why I go for red as well, yeah, because I hardly ever come across a white scorpion.
Oh, trust me. I used two, and I just like I literally drank white steel. It's funny. It was a lot of damage.
There's a way around that, so you don't even have to farm scorpions at all. But it's a bit risky. The ball build,
The what?
red ball build, you just go all red ball. And then you hurt yourself and then you get like extra few 100% damage.
Mhm.
You never heard of the red ball build?
No, because in fact I never really deal with it. One time I even had access to what's it called? Even had access to the Raging Bull. Didn't like it either.
Yeah, it's very risky.
Hidedakimasu. Cause a crab grilled itself for me. You know, these animals, these beasts, you'd think they may, avoid fire.
Oh no. They constantly run into fire, they're crazy.
state your desired floor. Going up. That's right. Our customers are steadily increasing. Thank you very much for using this service. Thank you for coming. Please state your desired going down. Was the ride comfortable enough for you? Thank you very much for using this service.
Nice. I can actually go against Red Napalm. That'd be interesting. Hopefully I can get her weapon. Okay, let me pick up.
Red Napalm, did you say? What you got to go up against her?
Bowling Crusher.
Oh, sweet.
That's the old one. Welcome back.
Welcome back.
Damn. Al has to buy it.
Oh, it's you.
Nope, because I don't play that game.
Same here. Sorry, bro.
Thanks.
He don't like us anymore.
Come back anytime.
Oh god, someone's got the new car boss. Save me.
I actually have the new combos too. I even got it at the point where I had like over like 2.2k. I'm just simply upgrading it.
Was successful.
He has potential, but can't be fixed. Right.
Just say no. Just say no just to him.
Here we go.
I'm gonna get tons of YouTube comments about me being a pun. Nice.
That's fine. Technically, they don't know your name.
Savage, bro. That is savage.
What?
The fact that they don't know your name, bro.
Yeah, you're invisible to them.
Ooh.
Since this is also linked to Facebook too.
Dun dun dun.
This shows our Facebook profiles.
Nope, just mine.
Oh, okay.
Have a good one.
Yeah, what do I want to mod for with Nidus?
Too bad there isn't a way to remove the golden shroom. Oh well. What?
Hmm.
No, my.
Hopefully it drops, because I do have one. I do have that Dragon Buster sword +7, so I'm not sure that drop right, but that'll be interesting.
Hmm. Gonna search for that on YouTube. Let me read his abilities first.
It's all stack dependent, and trust me, with the amount he needs. Yep, I thought so. Black Thunder literally has the perfect weakness against the Dragon Buster sword. It's funny. He's weak against slash and fire, and the only weapon I thought was Dragon Buster. Nothing else.
Do you know what people use after the Dragon Buster move though? When he's dizzy? Well, she or he's dizzy.
Oh, they probably use their fists and then simply punch him into the goal.
No, they do use the claws, and I'm not on about Pale Wind, I'm on about Black Thunder.
Okay.
Yeah. Dun, dun, dun.
Are there any useful augment mods for Nidus?
His ult for one for his ultimate for Ravenous.
Hmm.
But I'm pretty sure that's it. I don't know.
Well, that's a bummer.
I mean, he doesn't have many augment mods out anyways. Yeah, anyways.
Have a good one.
Hmm. Is it nighttime in the train? I have a feeling. What did I say? It's nighttime in the plane, so leave. I have ultra instinct. But I tell you,
Spider
instinct is
sense.
unbeatable. Spider sense.
Oh.
Oh. The Eidolons call for me, man. They call me. But yeah. I'm gonna search a Nidus build. I wanna see what people use.
That's what happens when you kept getting hit by that stupid reversal tuber.
Oh, I see. That's what people mod for.
What?
The mod for range. Leoendithas.
Yeah, he needs range.
So you can get as much enemies as you can with his second
Range,
ability.
efficiency, a decent amount of duration, and range. I mean, power strength.
Well, I'm gonna hunt some Eidolons.
What was the name? Hold on to something.
How can you stream? Like, are you streaming it on Twitch or on YouTube?
Yeah, YouTube.
How do you stream on
Easy.
YouTube?
Just
Huh?
make a channel, bro.
I mean, I made a channel, but it doesn't want to work. It didn't work. I don't know what I'm doing wrong.
Share button. And then you just broadcast. And then if you got a channel, it goes to that.
Have a good one.
You have to link it with that channel.
How do I do that?
It comes up when you go to broadcast.
Oh, I see. Let me figure that out.
Seriously,
could
how
easily
many
get steady
people have that stupid
100
ability?
views on my phone.
Usually have what?
You could easily get a set of viewers for Warframe.
You really think so?
Yeah, I got 100 views just one time, of like literally just playing the game. Not even doing Eidolon hunting. But once you go into Warframe, bro, you've got to stay on Warframe. That's what your fans will expect you to do.
Well, I mean, it is logical. I mean, it is a channel of I actually wanted to do a 1 hour survival. But I didn't want to go I'm gonna kill him. Wait, so were you like 1 hour in the broadcast or like half an hour?
What do you mean, bro?
Like in the broadcast?
I have no idea.
Broadcast.
Oh, you do it straight up when you're setting it up. You can link it with, if you do have an actual channel to link it with. It's not, you're doomed, bro.
What do you mean? Why?
No channel to link it with, you can't even, there's no point.
I mean, I have 2 channels.
There you go, it should be fine then. Just got a link to one of them.
It just doesn't want to link for some reason, I don't know.
Damn, this guy was a one-trick pony. How many people did he set up with that stupid Medusa's head? Now I know what weapon to never use.
Dang, bro. I'm the man of one trick pony.
Literally, that's one of the people I don't like. Is when people just simply use one thing and one thing only. My opinion, no, it might be my opinion, but they need to get some skill. There is a reason why Let It Die has about like say 100 different weapons. Use one. How about use 1, 10? Now one thing, just because it works doesn't mean you should do it. Literally just shows how much of a tryhard you are.
Ooh.
I mean, I've seen about the same thing in Fortnite. Whenever people play Fortnite, it's usually with a keyboard.
You could say that a keyboard is a key to their success.
Trust me, I'm about to go there because I mean, if you want to play Fortnite and you're thinking of using a keyboard, quit PlayStation and go back to PC. Literally.
What if they don't have a PC?
Then buy one.
I'm gonna be going to Marie, so see you later, guys.
Yeah, you too. See you later.
I don't know. You may be joining, so she may invite you.
Yeah, probably. She probably will invite me. Yeah, but that's the one thing I don't like in Let It Die is when. Yeah, I already collected the Spike Crusher. Is when people literally leave the bots to battle.
What's that?
It's basically where they simply give them one weapon, one armor, and just let them have at it. And since the AI is so basic, that it's pretty much stupid. It's, and that's why the rocket launcher should not be used in the defense. It was funny as hell to just simply run around. Oh, Spike Crusher? No, I'm still going after that. That's why I'm trying to collect money right now using PvP. The only thing wrong with this game is the fact that they made it so that these enemies have infinite stamina.
Infinite stamina.
Yeah. Any and all AI that you face in this game have infinite stamina. Which actually makes a particular shroom known as the which comes from a turtle completely useless to a T. That's the only thing I don't like about this game is the fact that every enemy you see has infinite stamina. So it doesn't matter what you do. They can dodge. they can dodge for days. They'll run forever. And the fact that once you aggro them, they will not stop chasing you. Because, well, with infinite stamina, which means they can run forever, dodge forever, and have an infinite aggro range, this game is more or less like, what's it called, like the beaten version, the beaten to death version of Dark Souls.
Huh.
It is good, I will admit, but I mean, what's it called? It is good. I'll give it to them. But I mean, their mechanics for making it so that every single enemy you have has infinite stamina, making almost every mushroom you can think of useless. It's pretty much stupid.
Huh.
It's all based my opinion though.
Sorry to keep you waiting.
Nah, the fungus will be much more effective. Most of the time, people have the what's it called, poison eater. The fact that that person had the poison eater, the fact that the person who I faced off against had the Medusa head and did not have a single defender have the poison eater, what's it called, was kind of stupid. I mean, was kind of stupid because if I was in his main waiting room, I would have simply just run around, wait for the Medusa heads, force one of the Medusa heads to hit him, and then they'll stop attacking me. Once they're hit with poison, since they don't have poison eater or the master poison decal, they're pretty much screwed. For the fact that they have to wait to throw it up, and then at that point they're pretty much dead. But since it was in the train station, it made movement a little harder. Well, I have enough. I have the 100k anyway, so I'm fine. Yeah, almost no one uses the fungus. The fungus decal prevents you from actually blinding them. Oh yeah, the master onion cutter.
Thank you for coming. Please state your desired floor. Going up. We will be arriving shortly. We look forward to your return.
I'll definitely have to use from whatever that thing is. Ah, damn, gave me white steel. Well, luckily I had myself that 1 day pass, so that was good. Because then you see myself as one more red shroom, and to get myself and to grab that the other dragon shroom, and I should be fine to go another round. And since I did get that blueprint, it's like 50k, which means I just have to simply farm to 50k in order to get that much.
Please state your desired floor. Going up. This elevator fulfills the highest safety standards. Thank you very much for using this service. Please state your desired floor. Going down.
To use Nidus in every mission? Yeah, you can. It's just simply the most of the kills you be getting is with his melee, secondary, or with a melee, a secondary weapon, or a primary weapon. Because I know it won't be from his abilities. Because the fact that if you want to use his third or fourth ability, which is his his ultimates, ones that actually do damage, you're not, you won't be able to get any stacks. Because the fact that one, you're probably going to put up that same sentence that every Nidus user always puts up: "Do not kill. I need stacks." Every person who ever uses Nidus always says the same thing because of the fact that Nidus can't get stacks. He's a solo frame. He's literally a true solo frame like Ash Prime is now.
We look forward to your return.
Sit. What? Okay. If you want to. Work? I don't think so. Because you also have to make sure he actually can do enough damage with his abilities, make sure that he can actually has enough efficiency to use his first and second ability, because that's what you'll be spamming. And make sure they have enough for duration.
Thanks.
Oh.
Come back anytime.
There we go. Like new. $130 efficiency. And it's not half bad. It slightly reduces it by, well, like 30%, so it's decent. But I mean, like I said, you have to spam the first and second ability. You have to make sure that your duration is good, but not good enough where it'll, what's it called, where you won't be able to cast your second ability again. Because you have to recast that thing several times. And you also have to make sure that you have enough efficiency so you can keep spamming that first ability. Even if it does give you energy back. Nah, that's fine. Huh? Level 60 and more for what? Oh, okay. You're wondering like how high he can go for in terms of level? Well, first you should probably go at low. You should probably go for high levels. Maybe like it's like 60s, just to see like what's it called? To see how energy friendly Nidus is with its first and second abilities.
Thank you for coming. Please state your desired floor. Going up.
The companion's resurrection prevents my death. As long as I have reanimator, it prevents my death. Yeah, true.
That's right. Our customers are steadily increasing. We look forward to
For
your
what?
return.
Oh, when you link to an enemy, you take significantly reduced damage, and almost all the damage you take, will be redirected to that enemy. And until that enemy dies, based off the total collective that he's collected, or until you get rid of it, you will stay linked, or until you get out of its range. Yeah, just by simply pressing the button again. What? Yep. Yeah, 1 and 3. Third ability requires 1, his ult requires 3. That's what I mean, he is stack hungry. His ultimate especially. No, actually his passive. People only use Nidus because of his passive. Kind of.
For coming. Please state your desired floor. Going up.
Going up. With me, I'm only good with this. My only class I'm good with is DPS. I know. No. Yeah. Simply the more stacks he gets, more stacks he gets. Allowing him to use his third, fourth abilities at will, kind of, and his ultimate, somewhat.
I am not well versed when it comes to escalators.
Yeah, not really. It's just simply there. It's just simply his stacks are simply there, so you can actually use his abilities. Other than that, he's pretty much a really bad frame. Because without stacks, he's literally one of the worst frames in the game. Mag? Yes. Trust me, I've used Mag. A lot of people actually don't like Mag for some reason. I actually like Mag because of the fact that she is actually quite powerful. They just don't have no idea how to use her. Especially her her third ability, the not only her polarize, but her what's it called, that magnet bubble that she does. Cast on an enemy and where basically any projectiles they may shoot, it now is redirected to them, and it does a lot of damage. I know. I literally was mag once, and during the ambulance event, I casted one bubble on him, and as soon as he casted that laser, he one-shotted himself.
Please state your desired floor.
Yeah, when mag casts that second ability, I think it is, when you cast that second ability on an enemy, it redirects all projectile-based weapons back at them, which means and it'll also increase the damage that it does, making it so that basically it comes out with like say 500 damage, but it comes back at them with 1,500.
Was the ride comfortable enough for you?
Literally, that's what happened. Ambulance shot off one of his powerful abilities, which is a powerful laser. As he jumps back, he did that and one-shotted himself. He died upon going backwards. What? Yep. Yep. Nidus can be a good frame. His concept is really good. Master of Infestation. But the execution was poorly done. He needs a rework, just like that of Vauban. And Neza. Because Neza's Warding Halo is actually one of the weakest, armor types in the game. it gets one-shotted. And really easy too. I think I should be... No, not yet. I need more money.
Please state your desired going down.
Yeah, but fortunately, it's basically like what? Every 5 hits with your abilities, you get 1 stack. And that's that's kind of stupid.
Look forward to your
No, it's
return.
every 5 hits with abilities, you get 1 stack. So you need to hit someone 150 times so you can use your passive once. You need to hit a person about a total of 30 times in order to use your ult ability, and 10 times. Yeah, more or less. Yeah, around 10 times, just so you can use your third ability. Trust me, it's expensive, and he is a mana guzzler. He's like Oberon. Oberon's abilities were completely not even thought well of. Before his new rework, Oberon himself would almost use like almost 200 mana a second, just using his third ability alone. His first ability took up a lot of energy and did almost no damage. His ultimate ability was decent, still did almost no damage, and still required a lot of mana. And his second ability, which is his thing, did no damage, had no damage, and its proc was pretty stupid, and its chance was dumb. And, well, yeah, it just simply took up mana for no reason. They reworked him so he's better now, but to be fair, his Hallowed Ground technically is a little bit better, but they should probably just get rid of damage. Because, I mean, its damage is it's non-existent. He doesn't need damage on the Hallowed Ground anyways. What they should do is to simply give it like some type of like healing effect. Something like that. Or like... Oh, crap. Do something that has to do with some actual damage based off of what's it called? Some type of damage based off of the fact that he's supposed to be like a holy paladin druid type.
Please state your desired floor.
Technically he has a third boot, heals, but what's it called? It does HPS. So what they should do is simply test for Hollow Ground. If they're gonna make it so it does damage, they should do a damage. No, they should do what's it called? Make it so that it does like maybe 2% of the enemy's health, of the enemy's maximum health as damage per second as radiation, something like that.
This vessel is a class 100 clean room.
Because then people will actually be more what's it called? Because the fact that if it does that much damage over time, it just says some type of like damage over time, or does damage per second. So if you use its augment, you kind of would theorize that it would do what's it called? If it does that much damage per second over like say 10 seconds base, then if you use its augments and you cast it a second time, you can do that much damage in just one burst. It'll make it so people actually would use that will actually be happy to use the augment. Yep. Yep. I think so. I don't know. I don't use Nidus very often because I'm just getting tired of the constant grinding of stacks just so I can do the mission itself. Because literally, I mean, Warframe is a grind game, but Nidus takes the cake. If you want to use them, you need to grind. And in the mission, you have to spend like what, maybe 10 to 15 minutes just so you can get the amount of stacks needed so you can actually use them properly in a high level mission, and then you can be like, okay guys, I'm not ready, let's start the mission. Too late, not only did they die, but they abandoned the objective. So congratulations, you are now soloing him. Exactly. I don't know why people still like Nidus or haven't complained about Nidus yet. His the amount of stacks he needs is versus versus people constantly having to tell people don't kill anything, let me get stacks. Or same thing with Hydrate, do not kill anything, let them touch my tentacles. Even though that sounds like the start of a bad porno movie, but that's beside the point. But like I said, the arguments for Nidus himself is just simply poorly he's a good concept, really good concept, but he was poorly executed to a T. Hydrate, his argument is pretty much poorly executed.
Please state your desired floor.
And Vauban Prime, his first and second abilities are literally useless. Not a single soul uses them. I'll never see in recruit chat people say, okay, I need a Tesla Vauban. Or I'll never see that. I also will never see people be like, okay, I need the concuss Vauban. I need the jumper Vauban. I need the... No, actually people will ask for Vortex Vauban. They will also ask for Bastille Vauban. But will I ever hear from their words, okay guys, I need a tripwire Vauban. Why use tripwire? What's the point of it? Congratulations, you tripped them. Now congratulations, they killed you. Because they got up relatively fast, and they nuked you.
That's right.
And congratulations, and the best part, tripwire doesn't affect anything that can happen to fly. So congratulations, you tripped in Toxic Ancient, but guess what? An infested mole just came in, farted out a toxic cloud, and killed you and everyone else. Hey, at least you tripped one enemy. Too bad another enemy happened to kill all of you. And the jump, what's even worse, why make a stupid jump grenade? Congratulations, you made a Toxic Ancient not only scream at you, killing you in one shot, but you made him avoid damage by having him jump. Congratulations. Now, now he can be Tigger. What was that, Winnie the Pooh and Friends. What was that tiger's name? I'll have to figure it out. Tigger, I think it was. No. It was some type of tiger. It was some type of tiger back from the Winnie the Pooh and Pals. It was simply an orange tiger that had a curly tail that can bounce. That's what every enemy will be like. They'll jump several times while killing you at the same time. Congratulations. Now the napalm can now have a good laugh while killing your ass.
Going down.
Exactly, because how can you hit something if they're if they're jumping to the sky and then coming down, killing you, shooting you, jumping up and down. And guess what? Since it goes based off of charges, there you go. And another thing, Vauban's Teslas. Pretty much stupid. It literally shocks you. Have you ever have you ever had the feeling of sticking your finger in your mouth and then shoving it into a socket? Sticking your finger in your mouth and then taking it out and putting it into a socket. You know, like what you would do with any electronics. That's what you would do. Except difference is, Vauban's Teslas are like 1/4 of that feeling. Except it doesn't kill you. I'm talking about Warframe. Trust me, they're in Warframe. There's a lot of frames that are pretty stupid in terms of how they're executed. Vauban, for example, has a Tesla grenade that does no damage. It's like It's like literally sticking your finger in a socket and it tickling you. Or a better example, let's see. No, yeah, that pretty much kind of describes it to T. Okay, how much? I have 95,000 so far. Trust me, there's a lot of frames that need reworks in their abilities because no one uses those abilities at all. I haven't seen anyone yet use Vauban's Teslas in a high level in any match, in any mission. Because it does no damage, its range is paltry, and it's very, very slow. Vauban. The Trap Master, basically. Oh, that's what I was looking for. Yep. I think the augment might give you stacks. I'm not too sure. I think it's because of his augment.
For coming, please state your desired floor.
Huh?
Going up.
I do believe it's because of the fact that they probably did fix it, because, I mean, technically the maggots that come from, Nidus' own ability does count as ability hits, so it should work like that. And I do believe that the, augment does give them additional effect, or simply makes them stronger in what they do. I forgot what it was, though.
Well versed when it comes to escalators. Thank you very much for using
I have no idea. Oh yeah, the maggots are always good. But like I said, everything I said about Warframe in general is just simply my opinion. There's a lot of frames that are pretty much bad conceptually. Like Nyx's first ability, her Mind Bolts. Single-handedly one of the weakest damaging abilities in the game. Every time I see a person use it, I laugh. What they should probably do is change out Mind Bolts, and it's simply It's simply do some type of Mind Jolt or something like that, and it simply change it where basically it will send out a wave that stuns that stuns nearby enemies. It would, because it'd give her a more CC effect. Because in fact, if people maxed out her duration, maxed out her range, and someone had high duration and efficiency, people could literally mind stun a lot of people. People would like that ability more than the her third ability, which is simply confuses them, which confuses themselves, and will still attack you if you're too close. So. Yeah, her third ability is kind of useless in a way. It's still very helpful because it prevents them from going forward because of the fact that the enemies, if there's say 20 napalms next to each other, and you use one confusion of Nyx's, they will stop what they're doing and attack each other. They won't go forward to the objective until they killed every enemy. And if they're all 20 of them sees themselves as everyone as an enemy, it'll be a while before they all die. That's why that third ability is it's very good, and at the same time, it's kind of bad at the same time. Yeah, the augment mod makes it so that now, instead of say like a burst, so to speak, like where you simply cast it, it simply sends out. It just simply turns everyone, so it makes it so that every enemy now sees them, all their allies as enemies. It is now simply makes it so that what was it? And makes it so that now it's placed on the ground, where basically anyone who stands on your to be cursed ground will now be automatically. Okay, you go for it. Will now make it so that they're automatically inflicted, where now they'll see everyone as an enemy. Ooh, got you. Yeah, it makes it so that now instead of it, it's simply like we have the what's it called, where you just simply press it and it simply sends out like where it turns simply like it's like sends out a wave, turning everyone into what's it called, turning everyone into an enemy. It just simply makes it so that now it's just simply placed on the ground. Like you know how Oberon's consecrated ground works? It works like that. Any who steps into Nyx's its own field, now what's it called? Now is inflicted with her status, and now will now automatically see themselves, see all their allies as an enemy. And of course, it does have greatly reduced like what's it called, range, and its duration is very greatly lessened. So that's kind of a problem. Huh? Oh, trust me, like what's it called? I mean, it's literally one of the strongest. It's one of the strongest exalted weapons in the game. Besides that of obviously the classic of Excalibur's ultimate, exalted blade, since that's still hands down the strongest one. Oh yeah, I mean regulators, even Valkyr, the original what's it called? One of the original few that what's it called? Lodi was the strongest. I mean, besides Exalted Blade, the second one was definitely Valkyr and her augment, the Talons. Oh yeah, no, true. What I usually do is it's the reason why she's so strong is because of the fact that I also use her augment called the War Cry. Her what's it called? That everlasting War Cry augment. So, no, what's it called? That buff is incredible. Yeah, there you go. Oh yeah. Yeah, what's it called? What? And also, it's also even funny to use Mesa in a PvP because one of her abilities, her third ability drains ammo. Lodi, I was really doing a 1v1. I was using Mesa. I used her third ability, and my enemy goes, "What the hell? How am I out of ammo already?" Like what? Like he was like, "What the hell? Where's the ammo box?"
Thank you for coming.
Hey, it works. I mean, what's it called? I mean, I even like the fact that even that it simply drains ammo. Instead of jamming it, it just simply drains the gun. Drains the gun of its ammo per second. And that's great. Since people love using guns there. No, you will not leave there, plushie. And at the same time, you should probably do Nyx first because the fact that she is definitely going to be an annoying frame to level up. Squishy, and you definitely need to get her maxed out. She needs some of her abilities.
Going down.
Your Foundry? Yeah, I kind of figured. Yeah, Nyx can be good. It's just that her first ability, that Mind Bolt, is pretty much stupid. What they should probably have done is probably done like what's it called? Is they have done like a cone effect, like do like some type of Mind Blast, cone effect. That I mean, she is the what's it called? She is what's it called? Master of mind games. You might as well make us a change her first ability to Mind Blast, where anyone within that 90-degree cone effect simply blasted them, stuns them, does no damage, but simply stuns them, and it simply knocks them down. That's okay. That's fine. But I mean, hey, that would make Nyx a lot better. Because imagine a what's it called? A duration, a moderate duration maxed out range build. You can Mind Blast for days.
This elevator fulfills the
Oh yeah, because if her first ability, which also does a knockdown power, if you use her ultimate ability, and it can take a lot of damage, and it just simply does none.
very much for using this service.
Mm-hmm. Because of the fact that one, she can also mind control one of the enemies, and the best part is I have noticed something about Nyx's mind control. It was to go based on the amount of damage Nyx's mind slave does, based on the amount of damage they do to their own allies. At the end of the duration, based on how much damage he did to his own allies, it'll kill him. Literally, it would basically. Yeah, because I mean, technically, what's it called? Frost doesn't need it at all. If you max out if you give him what's it called, Umbral Fiber, and Umbral Intensify, and you just simply give him what's it called, max out his range and have high intent and have high power, and to simply have decent what's it called, efficiency, you don't need duration, because that alone just makes he's a tank frame. That's who he is. He's not a CC frame. He just happens to CC. Oh yeah, I could tell. That's fine. Plushie, did you actually leave? Nah, talking to all my followers. Because I could. He found out how to play Nidus.
Thank you for coming.
He's reliable.
Please
Oh, I
state
love
your
his new skin.
desired
It looks great.
Going up.
Oh yeah, when you went to his mutation. Yep. Yep.
I have never been put in any danger.
Yeah, but I mean, the only thing I have a problem with Nidus is the fact that it takes forever to actually build up stacks. He's a solo frame because of the fact that people usually can't get the stacks fast enough to actually to actually use him. And if they do, they're usually trying to build it for his passive, because his passive needs 15 just to be used properly. And trust me, that's probably the only thing that takes the longest. Well, technically you can, unlike in Naros, and what's it called? If you don't have those 15 stacks to back you up, you will die. Oh yeah. Easy when you're by yourself. Yeah. But when as soon as you're in a group, that's where Nidus falls in. Literally, people in Warframe are trying hard. People in Warframe, the DEs of Warframe are trying their hardest to make it so that you have to work as a group. Why do that when Nidus can't? I mean, Ash Prime can't anymore. I mean, Ash, definitely. Oh, that doesn't. I haven't used him. I haven't used him since then. He sucks. I know. I haven't touched him because the fact that goes the way they did. He sucks. I mean, now he actually has to work about like 1,000 times harder than everyone else has to get one kill before everyone else does it. He just had a, he just simply had a broken mechanic. Yeah, now they made it so that now that he has to target every one of them specifically. Oh, he probably was, but he left. Oh yeah, I was just simply telling them my views of Warframes, like Vauban, for example. First ability, second ability, pretty much broken. Literally. Yep. I don't mind him. I mean, I like the fact that his undertow does damage now. I mean, it probably does the best amount of damage based on how long you go for. But I mean, it just takes too long to rev up that damage. Yeah, the first ability, it's not half bad, but I mean, if you want some real damage, you have to rev it up. And if you want some good range, you have to rev up his ult. If you want some, what's it called? If you want to move, this is how it's strange. His second ability, that surging crash effect. Here's where it becomes strange. You need some type of duration. You need a lot of duration and some range, and you can go from one place to the other very fast. But if you don't have if you don't have range and duration, he falls just like Oberon does. Yeah, but I mean he's a good concept. It's just that the reason why people still use Hydrate is because of his ult. It's because of his augment for his ult, and that technically is severely limited. Yep.
Thank you for coming. Please state your design. Going down.
Yeah, the only thing I have a problem with Harrow is the fact that he's also another solo frame like Nidus, because he needs the hits. Yeah, because he needs to take the hits. So he's like one of those greedy masochist types. He wants to take the hits. He also wants to be able to do actually put some damage too, because of the fact that his third ability works off of based on how many times you hit an enemy, everyone else gets energy, and based on how much damage you take when you have his ult, when he has his ult and has his third ability. Based on how much damage you take depends on how fast they rev up. So he's like a
That's right.
so
Customers
so
are
basically
steadily
Harrow is like
increasing.
it's like a greedy masochist. He wants all the attention on him while making sure all the enemies hit him and he hits
Your
them.
return.
But that's the only thing I don't like. That's the only thing I don't like. That's the only thing I don't like about Harrow is the fact that sure he's a really powerful frame in terms of of his kit, but the fact that he's like a masochist type where he loves to take a hit, but he also likes to he also has to be the one to dish it out too. No one else can do that, or otherwise he just simply sucks as a support. And don't forget Necros.
The name?
Okay. Nice. Yeah, technically I never use Well of Life because in fact that's not really useful, at least for my EV anyways. Oh, that's what I usually do. I did the same thing back in the lore. Especially Nightmare lore. That's all I did was make sure I used my ultimate to restore everything back to full life, and use my EV to make sure that they had overshield and had plenty of energy to play with. It's crucial. It was crucial back in Nightmare lore, especially in the Jordan's verdict.
Be careful.
Yeah, true. Arkansas are definitely annoying. His Nidus can be good. I will give him that. He can be strong. He's reliable. It's just that his kit at the moment is like Oberon. He's mana hungry. Because of his constant spamming of his first ability and the semi-spamming of his second ability, and the and for the fact that since the damage, since the level scaling and the enemy spawn rate are pretty much broken in 4 frame, you can't depend on Nidus too much. For the fact that for the fact that the amount of enemies should rev up based on how many people you have in a group. So if you have like say 1, it should be relatively enough to make it a challenge for that one person. But I mean, but if that same amount of enemies stayed the same, even with 4 people, Nidus cannot get the stacks. At least as well as he should be.
Tokyo Death Metro.
Tokyo Death Metro. Oh, of course. People love their Clem memes. Last time there literally was a Clem war. People just kept popping left, right, and center. Clem memes, Clem mottos, and such. Damn.
Thanks for waiting.
Poor Clem. Huh. Oh, that's a really good weapon to spam. It's just the problem is, you run out of that ammo quickly. Especially when you give it explosives. When you give it that explosives mod, it becomes funny as hell. Of course, you gotta be careful. One or two of those shurikens hit you, and you're dead. I have no idea. I'm pretty sure it was something like maybe the Paris. Maybe. It was easy to make and easy to farm. Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
Tokyo Death Metro.
He's the original tank. True. Yeah. Those people are known as diehards.
Off we go.
Hmm. I don't know. The only thing different is the fact that her damage isn't what's it called? Her damage, the amount of damage she can do is oh snap. Yeah, that's what I mean. It's just not the same. Yep. Oh, space mom rep. You mean the ones people refer to as the space mom replica? So you need to get yourself some. You need to get yourself some. You need to get yourself some head and a test piece. Eh? So I'm not too sure since Saren, technically, systems. Eh? Oh, okay. I'm not too sure. Oh, okay.
Thank you for riding with us today. You're entering the train depot.
It is region chat. Go literally. I want to go. If even though there's only one server, which is the American server, which we're all using.
Thank you for coming. Please state your desired floor. Going up.
What did he say? Because that person wanted to troll and wanted to see their reactions.
desired floor. Going down. We will be arriving shortly.
You kidding me? You guys are gonna target me again? Like, what the hell?
Thank you very much for using this service.
Okay, I'll be closing out the broadcast right here. So until next time, I'll set it up again tomorrow at 7.